What's up, all you Dapper fans? Call 4027-DAPPER, even though electricity was wiped out years ago.
Well, yeah, because you're not working the Taco Bell drive-thru and you're like, oh, welcome to Taco Bell, what can I get you? And someone's just like, squirtin.
We're like big, little fat dads.
We're big, little fat dads. Viral campaign, I become a hero for short, fat fucking monsters. All of them bad.
Every single one coming up fast and round and hot and loose and around on the sides, everybody. It's like watching NASCAR, except they won't stop crashing the whole time, and every single one of them gets worse and worse. Crash and burn, slippery when wet, nothing but natter days. Dapper fucking dads. How's it going, everybody? Dale Jr.?
Dale Jr.?
Dale
Jr. died?
Did he?
No.
Yeah.
Dale died.
Dale's dead.
Yeah, Dale's
dead. We can agree on that. Junior is surprisingly prospering somehow in a world where all you do is make left turns.
I thought you were going to light his ass. Welcome, folks. It's the Dapper Dads.
We are lighting the ceremonial Homer candle.
Yes, that won't die.
He melts very slowly. Yeah. I'm looking very much forward to the day when we can turn big Homer candle into little Homer candle.
Welcome, episode 95.
Jesus
Look
Christ.
At us go.
I won't with this stop. It just keeps going every single week.
I just want to emphasize again, the only podcast you listen to that's never let you down.
Ever.
Well, as far as a release schedule.
Yeah, we've always had it out for you on some sort of platform.
95 consecutive weeks plus a few bonuses. And if you're going to www.patreon.com/dapperdads, the bonuses are even more
super plentiful. They just keep coming.
A lot of Dapper Dads lately.
You're hearing a lot of things that you probably don't want to hear from us.
Yeah, you don't need, and we're struggling to create content.
Because we love you so much that you guys push us to such a harsh barrier that our perfectionism is coming out in strange and erotic ways.
So tell 3 of your friends, make sure to leave us some of those goddamn iTunes 5-star reviews with ratings. If the name doesn't work, change the name. There's an episode if you do it. If you've already done it and you can prove it to us, then we'll give you the episode.
You can have it if his voice just keeps going up every time.
Whatever you like. Go to www.dapperdadspodcast.com where everything happens in a clusterfuck of orgies.
There is a whole lot of things going on there. There are I've said it once and I'll say it again. There are pictures of our penises on the website. You just have to find them, and no one has found them
girthy,
yet.
Not ours.
Not ours, but they're penises, all right. They're penises of the men who are going to be first in line for the Sonic movie.
So they're furry blue penises. What does Sonic's dick look like? Anonymously submit at the website. Tell us what you think it's like. We're going to upgrade that website with some, I'm thinking, mouse trails and HTML glitter text.
I would love some HTML glitter text. Ooh, and like those spin around like 3D early 2000s AIM messenger hologram things. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I'm thinking,
we're bringing back AIM.
You know what?
You
know what? I'm going to go. I'm thinking year 3 of the show, we go ahead and we do a strict early 2000s aesthetic across everything for everything. I want it to be like if Lisa Frank ran a sex shop. That's what I want our website to look like.
I'd buy a foot-long dildo there.
You would buy a foot-long Lisa Frank dildo covered in little puppies and unicorns and dolphins of the most beautiful neon colors.
I'll just stick it to my wall and hang a coat on it.
But then someone goes to take your big heavy coat off the wall and just boing.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm so glad. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength here. It's been 95 straight weeks with another human being, and you can essentially read their thoughts.
Straight weeks, yeah. We never spend time apart.
Never, ever. We live in like a Ronald McDonald style playhouse.
Try 95 consecutive weeks.
Yeah, you think you have a bond with someone?
How many plans for murder you sketch in a book?
Try spending time,
which is just where you sleep, so it falls on your chest every night ever so delicately, and you won't take the fucking hint.
Because I wake up every day and I think you've made me a nice recreation of the sketchbook from the end of American Psycho, and I think it is just so nice because it is so attentive to detail, and that is just an exquisite little piece of artwork that I want to hang up in my house.
Thank you. Don't hang it up in our house. I told you, nothing on the walls from you. Only dildos.
Listen.
Only 90s era dildos.
Listen, there's one room that's strictly dildos at this point on the floors, walls, and ceilings in the room. Have you tried walking around in there? It is very uncomfortable.
That's why my knees are bad.
Your knees are bad. My back is horrific. I thought falling on a big pile of them would kind of be like one of those weird Tempur-Pedic mattress things. Yeah. It was like falling to a big hard pile of gummy worms, and it hurt really bad.
Let's just say the sleep number in that room is 69, folks.
Baby.
Email dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com with fucking whatever.
Just whatever you want. We're taking
shit.
anything at this point.
Yeah, but call 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. Call or text it. We got a text submission that made me laugh out loud. I'll say that much. And boy, do they never make me laugh out loud.
Ever.
These texts are bad.
They're so bad.
Leave a voicemail because it feels like it's been a minute, but we don't know. Time is construct. Follow us on Twitter at Dapper Dads, where we've been suspended for general malarkey, they said.
That is specifically the reasoning they gave for it, and let me tell you, I was more insulted than when I was told to stay out of Woolsworth.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram at Dapper Dads Podcast, where we freed the nipple, and it wasn't ours.
It wasn't
and
ours.
It wasn't
at all.
anyone's we knew. Let's just say the topless beach got a little risque.
Yeah,
we were snapping pics.
At the moment of recording, we will have been back by now, and hopefully, we had a grand time at Soundset Festival.
Hopefully, we're alive.
This
could be post-mortem, but no one will get it out of my computer.
No one will ever be able to hear it. It's going to be the most tragic thing in the world. Hopefully, we put up some great nipples on Instagram over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
nipples.
I'm looking forward to nipples and getting lots of exclusive content for Patreon fans only.
Yeah, where we can tell our true selves at. It's
Yeah.
very sad and depressing.
It's very sad and
horny.
depressing.
Big horny.
Big horny, but for $5 a month, you can also be big horny.
Big horny. Be big horny with us. Tell us if you've ever been slightly aroused by anything we've said on here. You can go to www.thedapperdads.com, anonymously submit how horny you
Tell us if we've ever given you any ideas in the sack. That's what I want to know. If anybody's ever heard some of our ideas and tried them out with the opposite sex, that's what I want to know.
Or the same sex.
Hey, we don't discriminate on this show.
To hear some same sex
Yeah,
stories.
you would prefer to hear some lady stories, but you don't want to hear
I'd like
about
some two beefcakes.
I would really love
docking.
a beefcake. Just two beefcakes, pegging and docking, listening to
Pegging and docking.
Die Lit by Playboy Cardi.
Yep.
The only album you listen to when you are.
That's a bad sign.
Oh, if you can get that rhythm to notice me, you're
hitting
playing
that bitch with the fire.
Hit that bitch with the fire. If you ain't hitting a G spot going to the rhythm of Notice Me, you are not fucking correctly. That's all there is to it.
The male G spot, it's up the ass and
It is
to the left
100%
in a
true.
hooking motion, and you will be milked. They call it. Google prostate milk.
Have you ever been milked?
Nope. We've said recently that we've never had things in our butts.
Is it something? I remember this is back in the day. I'm going to date myself here a little bit. I was reading Revolver magazine.
You should never date yourself. You're not good for yourself.
I know.
You're a bad boyfriend.
I'm a toxic
bad boyfriend.
I'm a toxic boyfriend to a toxic. I'm a very toxic boyfriend to a very sweet man, and he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But I was reading Revolver magazine, and it was about it was the band Boris. If you've ever heard of Boris before,
no.
Japanese black metal, and they were touring with, I believe, Suno. And a guitarist in one of the bands decided to insert a how do I even describe this? You know, the big foam airplanes you can buy, the 22-foot gliders or whatever they say.
Yeah.
It was
Threw him as a child.
It was one of those without the wings on it, and apparently they put it up his ass and hit his G-spot with it, and he was milked by it. And then ever since then, he swore by it, saying that it was one of the best orgasms he ever had in his life.
Yeah, that's similar to how I threw him as a child into neighbors' asses. It's foam.
Yeah,
I don't believe it's a sound structure for an anus.
I'm just gonna say no. I 100. Because I've thought about this story.
It out.
I wish I could have tested it out. I have too much of a fear of something going in my. I remember when
Don't point at me when we're talking about things in ass.
I remember when we worked we worked at together. There was a coworker we had back in electronics. I'll have to
describe him.
Bigger girl, real sassy.
I said describe him.
Yeah, it wasn't a him. It was a her. I can't even go into this. I feel like
you're bad at describing people.
I wish I could. I wish I remember her name, but
I also don't remember anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
That's part of the problem. But she was telling me one time that she kept trying anal sex with her boyfriend, and I quote her, "Booty hole is just too small for it." And it just wasn't working. She even talked to her doctor about it. And
Did she make an appointment for that,
See,
or did she?
now that
was
I
she
don't
in
know.
there for like a
Something
cold?
else, and she just slipped it in on the side, kind of like
Speaking
when
of trying to slip things,
guy goes
I've
in
been
for
having
some-
a hard time getting
Yeah,
it
speaking
in
of
my
back
ass.
pain, I've been injecting semen into my arm. It was one of those things where it was just slipped in on the side.
Mm-hmm. That is the best way for butt sex.
So I mean, I feel
like.
like you have to. I feel like buttholes, in a way, have to be similar to other, private areas. They must be different sizes and shapes.
Oh yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
there has to be more elastic assholes out there than some other ones.
And they get big, I don't think, with the veracity of a vagina. But,
No.
You've taken shits where you're like, oh, my God.
This thing feels looser, wider,
And it feel like you feel
harder,
uncomfortable
better, faster,
for...
stronger.
Yeah, of course, the classic Kanye song. Or Daft Punk, whatever.
If you're
the
gonna
fuck.
I don't need some
The Daft
bitch
Punk
texting me on the
song-
dad like
The
that was
Daft Punk
Daft
song was about big old buttholes.
It
The
was.
Kanye song was about being a creative genius, of
Work
course.
it harder, make it better, chew it faster, makes us stronger more than ever. Hour after hour, work is never
But yeah, you have it
over.
where you take like a huge shit, and then there's like a couple minutes afterwards where you feel like your ass is just not gonna go back down. Yeah, you're real windy. Your farts don't make sound anymore.
No, just the right inside of your colon just feels way more spaced out than it should be.
Yeah.
Like
Yep,
there's
right
definitely something hanging out
It's a
in
light
there for
whistle.
Yeah, like it definitely feels more cavernous than it did before. You know. I
Uh,
wonder if that's what it feels like after anal sex. Do you feel like you're?
I've heard that when it's over, and it comes out, that it feels like taking a shit.
I've also heard that.
I mean, and it has to.
I mean, there's no other way it can.
No,
You
it's like the John Mulaney joke. I feel like the only thing that your asshole does is make shit. So then anything else going in or out just feels like shit. Yeah, I don't think you just get used to it, I'd assume. A kid in school whose name was Maximilian told me about that, maybe like freshman year. He was like, yeah, I put it in my girlfriend's butt. And I was like, how was it? And he was like, well, no, she just said it was like taking a dump back and forth forever.
That's what I hear constantly. I don't understand what the appeal is.
Constantly.
I mean, like,
I meet people and they're like, yeah, man, butt sex is just like taking a
when
shit
the
back
topic
and forth
comes
forever.
up with people.
Yeah, and it always does with you.
Somehow.
You met my grandma, and we're not going to talk about how
Listen, man,
disappointed she was.
It's not my fault. She brought it up, and then she tried to pin it on me to make
She
herself
says-
look better.
She says a lot of hot buzzwords sometimes.
Yeah, your grandma says a lot of hot buzzwords, and I don't want to be this guy about it, but she kissed me on the cheek when I came in.
Yeah, she's just trying to be nice, but she'll also beat the shit out of you. One time I had to hear my grandma say the word blowjob, and it really ruined my whole week.
I would really like your buff grandma to beat me up while saying blowjob.
No, don't talk about my one grandmother like that. The other one, go for it.
I mean, is that one buff?
No, that one is decrepit.
Then I want to stay away from that one. Sorry.
I haven't spoken to her in several years.
Is she still living?
Yeah, I saw a Mother's Day photo of her. That's how I know she looks worse. Last time I seen her, I had to move her out of, Whitman Street?
Yeah.
High rise?
Yup.
Yeah, I had to move her out of that 22nd
Oh,
floor.
yeah, you told me about that with the fridge.
There wasn't a fridge.
No, there was some big piece of furniture, though.
There was a lot of big pieces of furniture, and the building people refused to let us use the elevator after a certain point because old people just complain about everything.
They
were like, there's 2 elevators. And they were like, so they started leaving the elevators open. And I got in a screaming match with the building super dude because I was like, and he, not to say he was like Superman or anything. He was like, yeah, we cut off the elevators because people were complaining that they couldn't use them. And it's one of those, you ever get the stupidest sentence said to you, and you're like, you want to rethink that?
Like,
before
you're telling me
fucking
people had to
speak
like
me?
wait for the elevator?
You're cutting off the elevator because people were complaining that they couldn't use the elevator.
Yeah.
So now no one uses the elevator?
So you're going to make
I'm
all
gonna
these old
burn
people
this
go up
building
and down the
down.
stairs? Because isn't it all like old people living
Oh,
in
yeah.
there?
Yeah, it's
So what, you're going to expect like old Dorothy to go up like 36
Yeah.
flights of stairs to get to her apartment with her walker?
Yep. And then my grandma has a we'll say mentally handicapped friend that she keeps around to make fun of. And that lady was pushed by someone at some point, and everything got crazy. And then we got to the other where my grandma was moving into, and I was so disheveled that my parents went and bought me 2 40s, and I just sat on the moving trunk just drinking 40s angrily. And then I went out to the bar afterwards, and my dad texted me that my grandma was giving me money for it, which we assumed she wasn't. So then I just bought another round of beers. My grandma moved out 2 months later.
Crazy.
Crazy. So yeah, old people, man, high rises.
Old people, and I've decided that old people.
Can you imagine getting old and having to live with old people?
See, that's something I've always been terrified of. Like I would, if and when I have children, and they decide that I need to be put into a home at some point, because let's say mom dies and I'm like losing it, walking around the house, smoking too much weed and watching adult cartoons all day, really trying to get over my pain. And the kids are like, yeah, dad can't take care of himself. He's not as dapper as he used to be.
You're only 45.
Yeah. And they're like, let's just throw him in a home because he's a piece of shit and he won't remember anyway. And I'm like, I'm 45 and very active.
I hear you talking.
I'm like, you guys are in the next room. My hearing's fine. What is wrong?
He's going crazy.
I'm
like
we're
talking behind his back.
I'm like
more sign number one.
I'm like more active than my children. I'm like one of those weird 45-year-old bodybuilders that just looks great, just looks ridiculous.
Yeah. And you're really rubbing it in.
My stupid fat kids are like, let's put him in the home.
He's making us feel bad about
our weight and the fact that we won't stop drinking Buzz Cola.
And he's definitely gay with that other guy, right? That drama guy.
That
guy
drama
looks horrible
that
for his
weird
age.
drama guy that won't stop doing that podcast, thinking they got big dreams. They're always going over to Matt's
saying it's going to take off.
They keep saying it's going to happen one of these days, guys. Don't worry. We're just like a couple episodes away from getting that big sponsor.
They haven't been the same since the Curd incident. R.I.P.
They haven't been the same since Uncle Curd died and Natter Days got discontinued. This is the worst possible future. This is the worst future. Yeah. Well, okay, what's the good timeline here then? My beautiful, successful children
are super rich
and come to give us money for our podcast that we keep doing in the
basement. It's still bad. At least we know, regardless of the timeline, the podcast is successful.
It's still going.
Episode 4226 here in the dungeon. It's not quite the dungeon.
No, it's just a couple
the house
things
has been demolished,
different.
But we just jump down here, and they're always like, "Get the fuck out of there!"
We're like, "We're doing a thing."
Shut up!
Shut the fuck up! You're coming through the microphone. Episode 4963. Oh, what's up, all you Dapper fans? Call 4027 Dapper. Even though electricity was wiped out years ago, and there's no way you're hearing this communication anymore, guys. Guns don't even work. We have to fight for our food with knives. Crazy. I would love to watch TV right now, but I fucking can't.
Remember The Simpsons?
Remember The Simpsons episode?
All we have left is this Homer candle that won't fucking burn.
It's still right here.
Yeah, after it's only down to the ears. We're like, how? The only constant in my life is the Homer candle.
Oh, I wonder if George Kaplan died.
It's just us talking about all our dead number one fans. That all died from alcohol poisoning
after
too many newborns.
Because, electricity went out, so we had to start making our own hooch out of toilet wine and hand rolling our own Newports.
Electricity's gone. I am getting constantly drunk, but I assume it'll all be warm.
Yeah, because there's no way to cool it.
Then I go to liquor. Then I'm just a liquor guy.
Yeah,
electricity
I'm not drinking warm beer.
No,
there's no. I mean, there's some beers they say
and once a birthday
supposed to drink warm.
Yeah, well, I guess we'd still have winter. So during the winter, I'm a beer guy.
Yeah, but during the summer, I'm a liquor guy.
Yeah,
unless we were to find like a nice stream somewhere with constantly flowing water. Put the bottles of whatever in the water.
I've given up already.
Speak for yourself. I'm gonna get drunk properly in the apocalypse.
Liquor is warm. That's fine.
Yeah. If it has to be.
It depends. I primarily drink warm liquor.
Really? I'd rather have cold
liquor.
Not
warm room temperature. Yeah, I'd prefer, but God, you think I've got cold liquor money?
I mean, I've got cold liquor at the house.
Yeah, for now, but then it gets warm because you get drunk and you leave it out.
True.
Idiot.
Yeah, I'm the
fucking
idiot.
Stupid bitch.
Yeah, come on, let it out. Let's keep it going.
They don't stay babies forever. Fucking idiot. That was a loose reference. I didn't know if you would get, and clearly you did not.
I did not.
So if anyone did, contact.
Don't stay babies forever, you fucking idiot.
Fucking moron. Roll the clip.
Speaking of clips, there's something I was
are we going to get right into it? This will change the podcast.
Are we getting right into it?
All right, let me preface it before you roll it. I did realize maybe we should do this more often because we can't play songs anymore for some reason. So there was a very viral tweet on the internet And from what I understand, it seemed to be a scenario where a girl was selling nudes or pictures of her feet or something. A woman making
some
an
type
honest
of cam
living.
girl thing, yeah.
And she got a DM from a man who was pretty presumptuous and kept trying to call her via whatever Facebook or whatever app it was. And he ended up leaving her this voicemail. And the tweet simply says, "This level of horniness should be illegal." And we're going to go ahead and run the voicemail that he left.
Nice. Sitting here fantasizing about laying you on your stomach and tuning that big old red ass up and spirit and folding the big old red ass cheeks and long digging that pussy till it's squirting and farting, squirting and farting, squirting and farting. Got that dookie hole soaking wet, soaking wet, soaking wet. You throwing that back and it's gripping and hugging, gripping and hugging, gripping and hugging the dick. And I'm making it grip and fart, grip and fart, grip and fart. Stroke out of stroke out of stroke, making that pussy squirt and fart, squirt and fart, squirt and fart. You throwing it back, it's gripping and hugging, gripping and hugging, gripping and hugging the dick. I still got it gripping and farting, gripping and farting, gripping and farting, gripping and farting, gripping and farting. Every stroke I'm hitting the core, making it fart. Every stroke I'm hitting the core, making it fart. Every stroke I'm hitting the core in the bottom of the pussy, making it fart and fart and fart. You moan and moan and moan.
Okay, what the fuck was that? What the goddamn... was that like a freestyle he was trying to do?
I think that's just how he speaks.
You think that's just how he's like describing it?
Oh yeah,
squirting and farting and squirting and farting and squirting and farting,
gripping and hugging
and gripping and hugging. I don't even know what to say about that. That felt very aggressive in a lot of ways. If I was a girl and like a dude called me, he's like, "I'm gonna get that pussy squirting and farting and squirt."
And then at that one point, he just says, "and farting and fart." He emphasizes.
He really wants the
fart.
really wants the farts out of the pussy for this one for some reason.
The squirting, the farting, the gripping, the hogging.
What's your
dookie hole?
The dookie,
that's
not.
Squirting and farting is crossing a line, but dookie hole has
wet
taken the line and
it's a bit too much. Yeah, it's a bit.
Just a bit, just a tad.
Even for me, I'm saying it's a bit much. It's just a smidgen too much for what I'm comfortable with.
And that's it. So that seems to be like his go-to. You know what I mean? That's just a message. You know what I mean? Is that just how you like interact with women? Have you ever said anything along those lines?
I wanted to the video here. First of all, no, I have never said anything to a woman in my.
I was gonna say,
it started again.
Squirting and farting.
If you look at the screenshot, it says, "I bet yo pussy farts so good."
Yeah, these are the initial texts.
Cash App. I have the confirmation number ready for you, and then he just sends that.
Yeah. So he even in text said, "I bet your pussy farts so good." So clearly, he's primarily about the farting of
the squirting
the vagina
and the farting,
but more so the farting. I think if we have to, I think if we have to do a level, I think it goes farting, squirting, gripping / hugging, dookie,
wet dookie hole. Did he say wet dookie hole?
Yeah, he says like it's gonna squirt until the dookie hole is all
stomach
wet.
And tune that big old red ass up. And spirit and folding the big old red ass cheeks.
Big old weird ass cheeks.
Pussy till it's squirting and farting, squirting and farting, squirting and farting. Got that dookie hole soaking wet.
Got that dookie hole soaking wet.
Soaking wet. There's so many better words you could have chosen.
So many words. Dookie hole is on like page 6 of words that you should be using when referencing a woman. But what do you say when you're talking about a woman's asshole in bed? I feel like we've discussed this before.
I don't know if we've discussed our terminology.
What do you say to a woman?
Not that.
If okay, yeah, it's clearly not
first
that.
and foremost, it's not that.
It's not that. But like, if you were wanting to play with a woman's ass in bed, what would the terminology be that you would be using for?
Just ass, probably.
Just ass.
Yeah. Well, how am I playing?
Okay, this guy's saying he's gonna make that dookie hole soaking wet.
Yeah.
So is it implied?
We stop saying that
no,
term.
it can't. Is it implied that?
I think it's from all the squirting.
The squirting. I was gonna say some farting.
A little bit.
Or so when he says pussy fart, he's talking about queef, right?
I believe
he's talking about like a wet queef, like a cream pie queef, or just like a regular queef.
Hold on. I don't think we're at cream pie queef yet.
But
he says
if it's
seems
wet,
to just beginning.
So, but it's farting,
just
but it's
that
queefing
wet.
from the beginning.
Yeah, well, squirting and queefing doesn't have the same ring to it.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
go ahead
squirting
say
and
that.
queefing have any correlation whatever.
No, it's just he's got that long dick, red ass.
Weird ass.
I don't think he's saying
says
weird
weird
ass.
ass,
But let's not
dude.
play it anymore.
No,
'cause it's
let's
gonna
go
be,
ahead.
No, because it's going to be difficult for
How
me
about
editing.
we just go ahead and play it 1,000 more times?
No, don't play it anymore because the editing.
Fine.
But I'm pretty sure he says red ass. You don't say weird ass. That's if you're trying to get a girl and she might tolerate squirting and farting, you're not going to be like, and you're weird ass.
No. I feel like if a woman's willing to tolerate squirting and farting, she's willing to take up some weird ass talk.
No, I think he's saying red ass, like red bone. Which is probably
The more than likely,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd imagine.
But
so.
what about the yellow bones? There's not enough representation in society these days.
I think that guy will take any squirting and farting he can
he'll
get.
take whatever
I don't-
kind of squirt and fart
at that
bone he
point,
can get.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be very picky. Beggars can't be squirters and farters.
Beggars cannot be squirters and farters.
But I
Squirting
just...
and farting and squirting and farting
Yeah,
and squirting.
the-
It's like a weird. Is
I
it a
know.
curse? Is this like a curse thing where it's going to be stuck?
it's going to be stuck in your head.
I'm going to be tossing and turning in my sleep over the weekend, like, squirting and farting, and squirting and farting, and that big
Gripping and
fucking,
hugging,
and that
gripping
dookie hole
and
soaking wet.
No, you can't do that part. I'll
Cole-
take the squirt and
Cole
farting.
just shoves me off the bed. He's like, "You're talking about a soaking wet dookie hole in the middle of the night?" And I wasn't about it.
I'm going to have Cole squirting.
Farting, squirting, and farting, and I'm
It's
gonna
just-
take that big bone ass head.
Like there's things you can say to women in an inappropriate manner or risque manner, but I don't think any woman is going to be very excited to hear about the squirting and the farting.
I don't think, because okay, in my experience, whenever a woman queefs, she's usually very embarrassed about it.
Yeah,
like it's not something a
somewhat.
woman is like proud of. Me, I personally don't mind it. I'm not like
Yeah,
turned
it
off by it. It
happens.
happens. It's a natural thing that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's the dude's fault anyway
Yeah,
for
he
the
came
way he's
out too
plowing.
much.
Right, the way he's
Yeah.
been plowing too
Put a
much.
little air in there.
Yeah, that's probably gotta be careful with that.
Yep. Make her sound like a propeller.
Followed by drips on your hardwood floor.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wants. Drips off of the bed because of all of the squirting.
Well, God knows I've
Oh
got to have the
my
tarp. I
God.
got that tarp down because all that squirting and farting and squirting and farting, and I got
Yeah.
that red ass.
But that's what I mean. So you call. So okay, you're buying nudes from a girl. You're so horny that you call her.
so does
Leave her a voicemail. What are you saying?
Definitely not whatever the fuck he just said. Why was he calling to leave a voicemail? Was he calling to say like what he wanted in the pictures that he was paying
I
for?
don't know because he sounds like he's trying to have sex with her because he's saying,
Okay, if he's trying to,
well, let's say even she's a an escort.
okay,
Like,
so I'm
I
calling.
don't-
I'm
again,
calling an escort.
I can't remember the exact parameters of this, but I feel like it's not that. But let's say for this hypothetical that yes,
I am
you've
calling
sent
an
the
escort.
cash. You're calling. She doesn't answer, so you're gonna leave a voicemail. Yeah, just a rundown of what you're looking for in your evening.
Hey, so definitely sent you that money on Cash App. This is Slim.
That's not what you use when you buy whores.
Of course, it's what I use when I buy whores. It's the
No.
only name I use when I buy whores. I use my out-of-town name when I buy whores.
Yeah, I know. I do the same thing. I
Absolutely.
use your out of town name.
Thank you.
So
That
it
way,
goes around.
I hope it goes around, so that way,
Gave me clap. Yeah, he did. That motherfucker.
Yeah, he did. What a dirty bitch. Hey, this is Slim. I sent you the money on Cash App. I'm really looking forward to having you pretend that I
All
am
the
rocking
sex.
your world later this evening, because that's absolutely what I'm paying you for. It's going to be quick and disappointing. I'm probably not going to last more than 20 seconds because you're a new person and new people make me very anxious.
So you're not even asking.
No, I'm not even
for anything.
I mean, I'm paying.
It's gonna be
so-
hard to get you aroused because it's a new person.
Yeah, I got that. I
from
got that new people anxiety because of
Nervous
social
dick,
anxiety.
yeah.
Always the nervous dick.
a small nervous dick.
Super small nervous dick, and she's just gonna have to deal with it and pretend that she likes it. Like that's all I'm really looking for.
God, that'd be worse than them just telling me it's okay.
Actually, yeah. Could I just say, hey, yeah, this is Slim. I called you earlier with some things that I wanted, but I'm actually retracting all of that. I want you to just coddle me and tell me that I'm a nice person and the things I do
And
are
it happens
important.
to everybody.
And it happens to everybody and everything's okay. And if I can cry a little bit, I'll give you $50 extra.
Wow, the going rate for tears is 50.
Yeah.
I just want to be held.
I just how much? For
I don't
want to
do any actual.
I would say, what are you calling and say?
I'm gonna say, hey, it's a Big Daddy drama.
Big baby drama. Here.
I sent you half the money because I'm not stupid. It's not my first rodeo. It's my third, so I'm gonna be nervous. I need your name to be Stephanie. I don't care what it really is. I don't want to have any actual physical interaction with you, but from across the room, I'd like it if you were squirting and farting, squirting and farting, squirting and farting. I just want to take it in.
I'm really just
I don't want to do the work.
I'm really just, there's a mood I'm looking for here.
I don't want to be the reason you're squirting and farting. I just want to be
vibe.
In the parameters of your squirting and farting.
But he says squirting and farting. He doesn't say queefing. He says squirting and farting.
I'm very familiar. You know how many times I've listened to it?
So what, but like, is he looking for the girl to fart too? Is this like a Chuck Berry situation?
I don't think so because he says long dick in that pussy till it's squirting and farting.
Okay, yeah, so he is.
He knows exactly what he wants.
That
That guy knows exactly what he wants. He knows what he's going to do, what he needs you to do, how it's going to end.
He knows exact. He doesn't want any surprises.
No.
He's got his exact situation figured out for exactly how it's going down.
I picture him in a cubicle at his work. Like he's a totally normal guy and he's just thinking, like twirling a pen. He's like, in his head, he's just like, God, I hope it's squirting and farting. I should probably tell her I'd like it to be squirting and farting. But I need her to know I really need it to be squirting and farting.
Like I
repeatedly
need those.
If possible.
Like if I'm paying money for this has to be exactly the way Leroy wants it.
Yeah. Repeated squirting and farting. Maybe I could throw in some gripping and hogging.
Maybe.
I guess that
that
more so depends on both parties.
This is whatever I want because I'm paying money for it. So so I definitely want.
You know what?
A lot of squirting.
This is a treat.
You've
had a long week.
This is my treat for myself. I'm doing this for me. Squirting and farting it is.
Yeah. And then he checks off a box. It's like squirting, farting, gripping and hugging, kissing and smooching, smacking and slapping.
Hole.
Yeah, that's that one he underlines twice. He's like, I don't want to lean into that.
Exclamation point.
I don't want to lean into that, but
right
off top,
need to make an emphasis with it.
We should say it, just so she knows. I don't want her with all the squirting and the farting to be upset that her asshole is wet.
Imply that she's a red bone without saying red bone.
Yeah, don't want to make it sound bad.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't want any of this to come across as weird or uncomfortable.
Yeah, I want this to be a very natural, normal feeling thing where I give this woman that strange money and she does whatever I tell her to do.
This is why we have to embrace sex work, because I doubt there's been a day at any of your jobs where anyone's demanded squirting and farting from
100%. And if you don't, because
you're not working
even
at the
without
Taco Bell.
this conversation, I think you should support sex workers.
Yeah.
After hearing this phone call, they need more support than ever.
Well, yeah, because you're not working the Taco Bell drive-thru and you're like, "Oh, welcome to Taco Bell. What can I get you?" And someone's just like, "Squirting, farting, squirting, farting, squirting."
I mean, that's what you're
and
gonna
you're like,
get.
"Yeah, it's gonna happen." But what do you want to expedite this?
I'd like to have soaking wet dookie. Like,
okay, yep, that's always on the menu.
We definitely don't have any of that.
Maybe if you do some of the little
cheese roll-ups dipped in Baja Blast.
Yeah. I'm talking about the dessert. What's the little
cinnamon twist?
Cinnamon twist maybe won't make you squirt and fart.
It might.
Get some light. Get the nachos with just the cheese and be conservative with the cheese. Yeah. Everything else you will be squirting and farting. You want to order a what are those potatoes? Cheesy Fiesta potatoes. They always hide them on the menu, and I want them.
I know.
It's
like just give me the thing of potatoes. All I want at the end of the day is potatoes.
Been around Cheesy Fiesta potatoes since there was an E. coli breakout in the green onions, and you guys wouldn't give them to me, or the chives or whatever. Give me
bunch
I don't
bastards.
give a fuck.
Give me E. coli. It's just a little chives. What's the worst that could happen?
E. coli.
Just dead.
Yeah, I don't know. That I hope that man got what he wanted, but I assumed he got blocked. Maybe refunded. I don't even know how you handle that.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like if I was somebody's pimp and I heard that, I'd be like, that guy's getting blocked and refunded. Yeah. There's no other way.
Could you imagine the heartbreak of getting blocked and refunded?
Can you imagine
and no squirting and
with
farting?
No response? You just get like your cash apped back in a block, and it's just like, oh, I really
kept $5.
I really went out on a limb here, and it backfired. This is what I get for trying. This is why I never try to be myself when everyone says be yourself.
Everyone's always like, tell them what you want.
Everyone's always like, be yourself, be upfront. But when you demand all the squirting and farting and squirting and farting and squirting and farting and squirting and farting, you just don't get what you want.
I feel like there's a lot of things you can ask for in the sack. and be hopeful about. But I think squirting and farting is kind of dependent on a lot of scenarios. You know what I mean? Like she has to be able to squirt.
She has to be a squirter. Yeah, you gotta be pulling your dick out enough to get some air in there. Like, you got to be pulling that long dick out.
You got to back up.
How long is a long dick?
Beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, long dick, I don't know. 5 inches?
That's
right?
long dick?
Long?
Oh,
to me.
This is going to be a rough conversation in Minneapolis this weekend.
Why?
I don't know.
What's happening?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to get drunk and be like, hey, everybody, Drama's got a 5-inch long dick.
Oh, so I have a long dick.
Okay, that's fair.
No,
see what happens.
Me thinking 5 inches is long implies that
Are you implying you don't have a 5-inch dick?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we don't use rulers. I did use the iPhone measure on my erect penis just to see.
How'd that work out? Did it say
It
it
said
was
error.
69
It said
inches
404 error, which I don't even think iPhones can get. I realized I was live streaming it, and people were just commenting.
Let's get into this text submission.
Jeez, we gotta we're not far in. You're running through the gauntlet.
I figured while my phone was up, I would just go ahead and pull that up.
I have
my
the
bad.
text pulled up.
Oh, my bad.
We gotta space it out. We got anxious energy, and it's
we have
not
so
gonna
much
work.
anxious energy. It's ridiculous.
We already blew through the squirting and farting. You're trying to blow through the fucking
I'd like to get blown and squirted and farted, but it's not happening.
Who's squirting and farting?
The person blowing me.
Oh my God! No.
Yeah.
You're just seeing it from behind.
Oh yeah.
Against your wall.
Making a Picasso. It's inspiring.
Picasso.
Looks
I'm thinking
like
more of a Pollock.
Looks like a Rorschach painting.
Yeah,
it's like you're psychologically getting evaluated by the squirting and the farting.
I put bifocals on just to lower them.
Not bifocals. You put on those red and blue 3D
trifocals.
Trifocals. What kind of goddamn monster?
Oh my God! You tilt your head back and forth, and everything's crazy. What am I seeing?
Yeah, you know what girls love when they're blown?
Try
squirting and farting, and I can't read at this angle. Why did they put the trifocals so low?
I'm putting the phone up to me like older people who don't want to get glasses do. You put it up and then you bring it real low. That's how my mom would always text.
And then you just you use the one finger to slide up.
Yeah. And then you take a selfie from the worst possible angle ever.
Why?
The 40-year-old man
it's like,
angle.
why don't older people understand that you can move the phone around? Like, it doesn't have to be from your exact
perspective. Such a
perspective.
foreign concept. The phone in general.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I mean, there's things. What have you had like any foreign concepts happen to you yet? Like, as you're getting older, like, is there anything that's come up with like the youth that has troubled you yet? Or are we not there yet?
Oh yeah, I'm troubled by the youth constantly. They have phones and tablets.
And they won't stop being on them.
Yeah,
constantly.
It's gonna be real bad for the future.
It's gonna be very, very bad.
It's gonna be weird. That's probably my biggest old man stance. I just see these kids. I know a couple of kids, and you turn like the TV on, or you give them a tablet, and literally, I could kill an elephant in the room next to them. And I kid you not, it's not even an exaggeration. You're just like, wow, this is crazy. Because I feel like as a kid, I was really into video games and TV.
Right, but you could still be called away from it.
Going
yeah,
on.
Like the kids get so immersed in it.
Yeah,
it's like
and that's
all
what
they fucking know.
Yeah, you see like 9-year-olds with a cell phone, and I'm like, why in the fuck? And then I'm worried to have kids because then I don't want my kid to be the nerd that never has a cell phone. But
right, yeah.
Until you're like 13, I don't think you need a phone. And even that, I mean, things you're gonna like, you have too much access. You can Google squirting and farting, and then you hear that man, and you're 9 years old. Well, and you don't even know about squirting and farting.
Well, and that's the thing I worry about is that like, because think about how destructive we were as kids and how crazy we were as kids.
Yeah.
And how just like emotionally outlandish we were as children. Just because
and unstable.
We were unstable, angry young men. And think about if we had a public platform in our hands constantly to do shit with, like all the shit that would be on the internet.
Filmed and there's too many pictures.
Well, because think about that. Because I'm against that. Because I don't like the idea of like pictures of like my kids being on the internet at all, because because you always see that with old people where they put like pictures of their grandkids as their profile
pictures. They put their fucking
pictures.
kids in front of their school on the first day
and
of
it's
school,
like,
and
are
I'm
you
like, I could abduct the fuck out of that
like
thing
literally I could go
now.
anywhere and be like, oh yeah, this is
I know
my
your
kid,
full
so-and-so.
government name, I know your kid's name, I know the school they're at,
It's
I know what kind of car you drive,
scary.
I know what they're wearing today. Like, this shit is wild.
Like, it's too, like, I think about that and it's so much, and then you think about the kids just putting that information out on the internet because they don't know any better, you know. Some weird
they didn't grow up
coming...
like seeing how things change. So now everybody's so, and all these kids watch these fucking YouTube people all the time that show their whole life, and then they want to do that.
Yeah,
and
they want to be like a vlogger, like an influencer.
So we just all want to watch
whatever.
people just do shit all the time.
Like see, I've never
weird.
understood that. Like I was watching this thing earlier this week. It was like a Facebook video. This guy is like, his whole occupation is a vlogger in London. Like that's all he does.
Yeah.
And he was on this challenge to live off like £1 a day, which is like their money over there.
Yeah.
And it's
pound of weed a day.
Yeah,
I'm
pound of
familiar
weed
with
a
the
day.
currency.
And it's like
Familiar with the rapper Currency that smokes a pound a day. Probably.
Who if currency, I'd believe it.
Yeah. That's all he raps about.
But it's like, I thought it was like an interesting thing because it was like a 3-minute recap video of it, but I could never sit there and just like watch like one person's channel of like their whole life.
I've gotten into some people's if it's like something I'm into, but yeah, I don't like. It's not like
I don't
everyday
understand
thing.
it.
I don't have the time. That's
I don't
the thing is kids
necessarily
have the time and they don't have the life experience.
Right. Like
So
if
it's
kids had to
interesting.
work, we need to bring child labor back. Stop this whole YouTube culture. That's the
about it.
only way to do it.
And then kids watch these fucking like unboxing videos of toys.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what?
Like, and there's like some
Kids
kid
make
that was
millions
of dollars off of
unboxing
just
toys?
opening
Yeah.
toys and like playing with
You
them.
can see people unbox everything
Yeah.
nowadays. It's like weird. I watch shoe ones sometimes just so I can get a good look at the angles, but I'm not like, I don't care. I just want, if I'm like, I can't really see what that shoe looks like, or I want to see it on
Like
the
you'll
foot,
take like a
I'll like
quick
skip
video.
through the
yeah,
video.
but you're not going to sit there and watch the whole thing.
And I'm
Like I don't get reaction videos. I don't get unboxing videos. Like I don't get any of this shit.
No.
Like why do I
I
want
don't
to
get podcasts. You just want to listen to two
like
dumpy
you just
men
want to listen to
sit and
dumpy
talk about
white dudes
whatever the fuck.
Like, isn't there
Their
anything
dicks and shit and
right? Like,
porn.
there isn't anything
Ooh,
better I
this
could
is
do with my time.
very informational.
This is so much what I
groundbreaking
want.
entertainment.
Wow, fantastic! Here, I've never heard anything like it. The press is screaming
Oh,
out.
I wonder what they did. Jerk off and drink beers. Wow, can't wait.
Wow, can't wait to hear any more about this grand adventure
There's
they're gonna
just
have.
too much. Yeah, everybody thinks they're important nowadays. And it's ridiculous.
It's fucked up. It's weird.
What we should bring up is we've forever talked about when we die, we want statistics on our life.
Right.
And like go to heaven, you pull up to God, and he is like, what do you want to know? He can show you how many shits you've taken in your life, how many burgers you've eaten, how many beers you've drank, how many times you've come, how many times you've had sex, all the shit. And I've realized that that's never going to happen probably.
No.
Because God will be like, you stupid fucker. And then he pulls a lever and
He's
it
gonna
falls
be
on the
like,
ground.
how
and
did
there's a big
you get up
cartoon
here? And
devil.
then he's just gonna.
But what we did come up with is, or we'll do a month of statistics. So I think the top 3, and we're gonna do this. I think June 1st. We're gonna do this starting June 1st. So this will come out I think like the day before June. So if you're listening to this on the Friday and you have ideas for realistic stats that we can talk about, we can track for a month and report back on, get them in that day because we're starting June 1st. I think the main 3 I came up with: shits, jerk offs, beers.
Doable.
Yeah.
Now, for beers, are we counting just alcoholic drinks in general?
That was my question because I don't get into alcoholic drinks. And I also feel like that's the category that's going to become most confusing because I feel like that's not going to be solid.
Because normally, like a Monday at Buster's for me is like shots, mixed drinks, and beers, usually, depending on what I'm feeling. So are we counting like, because you know how they say like a
I think it
shot,
would be fun
a
to
beer, and like an
I think it'd be fun to keep count of each if we could.
Okay,
so then it would show.
So let's just do an alcohol stat that's a breakdown of beers, wine, if it comes up, because I mean we're not opposed to it.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But it's very rarely.
It's rare.
I don't think in June I'm seeing any wine.
I mean, maybe
predictions.
get some of that pineapple strawberry wine.
I don't really care for that. I don't really care for wine. That's what I mean. But if I'm around, there might be. I'd say one
let's
glass.
say beer, liquor drinks, shots.
Yeah,
and then we'll combine
wine
it all.
if you want it. Yeah.
If wine happens to come up for one of us, we'll consider a glass of wine. But we'll say one shot, one mixed drink, one beer is all considered into drinks category, and we'll have the breakdown of those 3 as well.
Yeah, because I don't even. Yeah, mine's just beer mostly. I've like phased out liquor and shots.
Do we want to do like Juul pods and like packs of cigarettes?
Yeah, well, I'll just do cigarettes. Yeah, I guess you could do Juul pods.
I was gonna burn through Juul pods.
All right. Well, yeah, I was gonna say cigarettes. Yeah, because I'm also curious because I think people think I smoke more cigarettes than I do.
I'm gonna write this down while we're doing this so we can have all of our stats.
They see me in public chain smoking, and I smoke a lot on here, but typically I don't smoke that much. But yeah, so
we're doing shits.
Yep.
Jerk offs or cums?
Jerk offs.
Do we want to involve cums with this?
I don't want my actual sex life to be
blasted on air.
to be that specific.
Okay,
I say
so
a lot.
Jerk
but
offs.
yeah, just jerk offs.
Drinks, i.e., beers, mixers, and shots, and then cigs / juul pods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else, and we got to be diligent about this.
I was gonna say this is something where we're gonna have to really, really stick to it.
Yeah, because it's gonna be.
I'm gonna have to remember like when I wake up in the middle of the night and jerk off.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't forget those. I don't think I've ever really done that.
Woken up in the middle of the night and jerked off?
I've never woken up in the middle of the night and shit or jerk off. I just pee sometimes.
You don't pee and jerk off?
No, I'm not in a sexy mood at 3 a.m.
Speak for yourself.
I need to get right back to sleep.
Sometimes a quick jerk off helps you get back to sleep.
I don't have quick ones. I got to load up 6 videos.
Really, we've been over this.
Really look at my options and then come at the wrong point.
I realize something I've been doing with all of my free time, and not even on purpose, is like I'll find like a good video and I'll like be like, well, this was too good for just one round. I didn't even get through the whole thing. I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to this.
Yeah,
and
save
then
it for 3 minutes later.
yeah. And then I ended up going through, because you know how it is. You get through a bunch of tabs on your phone, and I was at 50 tabs, and I was like, okay, let's
porn.
No,
I
just
was
tabs.
Like, you have too much free
just
time.
Tabs.
Yeah,
I knocked it down to 18 tabs.
Wow.
But a good 3/4 of that was porn, where I was, because I wanted to see how much porn was like kind of chalked into the mix there and like tossed in there. So I feel like my jerk offs is going to surprise even me.
Yeah, with the amount, I think my jerk offs is going to be underwhelming. I'm not really in the.
I definitely think in terms of stats, like I'm going to beat you in the jerk off department.
I think I'm going to beat you in the shits.
I definitely. That's going to be tough though, because of all the fiber in my diet.
I know, but I take a fair amount of shits.
What would you say is your day? If you had to average yourself without doing the stats yet, what would you say?
2 a day.
2 a day at least.
For sure.
See, I do at least.
But I've been working 3, and on the weekends I might pull a 5 to 6.
See, I was gonna say I'm 3 to 5 every day regularly. So like
that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it's all the fiber, man. It's all the goddamn vegetables I eat.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe.
You ever just sit there and heat up a steamer bag of mixed veggies and rip it open and pour it down your maw? All the fiber.
Yeah, but I don't really. I have pretty consistent shits because I'll go through a bunch of veggies.
I wouldn't call what you do as shitting consistent in any.
How so? I'm just extremely consistent.
You're consistent, like
Probably
time wise.
Time
consistency, consistent.
Both. Yeah.
Just
pretty run of the mill.
The way I'm not allowed to describe your shits on the show just concerns me.
That's a separate part. That's
it
involved.
Just concerns me.
Yeah, but that's still consistent.
That
that's
doesn't
a very
feel
normal
consistent.
thing too.
Is it?
Yeah, super. Because I heard someone say it, and then I googled it, and it's like super. It's part of my other body. See, this makes it sound crazy.
Yeah, that's what we should just talk about.
All right, it's blood.
It's not
lots
blood.
Of blood.
It is not blood.
It's so much
I
blood.
guarantee it's not blood.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it.
I wish you would.
It's just fun at this point to make people wonder. If you think you know, submit.
Yeah, what do you think is up with Drama's shits? Text 402-7-DAPPER and let us know what you think. Or go to dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com and send us a nice little drawing of what you think Drama's shits are.
I mean, it's going to be hard to draw. I'll say that much.
It's definitely going to be hard to capture. But I bet there's somebody out there who could capture it perfectly.
So what do you think? What do you think you're taking? I think you might just run the gauntlet. I think you might.
You think I might just beat out on everything?
Yeah, honestly. If you take that many shits, that was the only one I was
going to say I shit a bit.
I think you drink more than me, technically.
Technically, yeah, I do drink more than you.
Because I don't drink, but I have 2 heavy drinking events in June.
Yeah, see,
like,
but I drink at the house pretty regularly.
Yeah.
And then I've
been dabbling just because the natter days.
Yeah, the natter days is where it's having a fridge full of natter days in your basement changes things, let me tell you.
I bought a 30 rack, and then I was like...
I also bought a 30 rack, and then I dumped 6 of them into this big boy. Found out this thing can hold 6, so it's coming with me this weekend, as well as 6 natter days on the road.
Yeah, I don't know how you're. That's too big. I don't know what.
This? Oh, it's just gonna sit in between my legs the whole time, and I'm just gonna.
But yeah, I feel like you drink more than me. I've got a couple events. I think that's what I hate about the cigarettes to cool pods.
What did you just try to say with your mouth to me?
Cigarettes and juul pods.
Cigarettes? I love myself a good cigarette. Feels racist? Yeah. It sounds like a racist word. But there's nothing, a cigarette?
Yeah, I think it definitely sounds...
I hear what... there it is. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, God.
Cigarettes. Because that's what I hate, the conversion rate there. Because you know what I mean? They
Well,
say
'cause,
that
like,
that stupid commercial says one Juul
Juul
pod
pod
is
there's no way.
20,000
there's
cigarettes.
no way. Like they said, they say like one pod is supposed to be a pack of cigarettes. That I don't believe for a sec. Cause I smoke some of the knockoff ones, and I'll burn through one of those in an afternoon if I'm not thinking about it. I'm serious. And there's no way that thing has like, because they say they're like 6%.
A pack of
Well, no, they say they're 6% nicotine, but there's
well, yeah,
no
then
way.
what is the fuck is a cigarette then?
That's what I'm saying because
Nicotine.
I'm telling you
I thought
right
a cigarette was 100% nicotine.
You just thought it was nicotine?
Well, like if you're saying like a percentile of nicotine in a cigarette, I would say is 100% because like what else has nicotine
Let's
in
pop
it?
a quick Google.
But yeah, I'm guessing based off the Juul pod, like I know one cigarette isn't just nicotine, but you know what I mean? Like if you're going to reference it, you think it's 100% of the nicotine you can have.
Let's see. The amount of nicotine in each cigarette was 6.17 to 12.65 milligrams, which would be 1.23 or 0.15% of tobacco weight in each cigarette for domestic cigarette.
Well, that doesn't help at all. That's a lot of confusing math.
It's basically saying that the amount of... So if you're thinking that a cigarette is 100% nicotine, with everything else in a cigarette, the actual amount of nicotine is 1.23%.
These don't have nutritional facts on them.
Believe it or not, there's no nutritional facts on cigarettes. Now, they do say that... Okay, here's what... So it's 1.23% of a cigarette is just nicotine.
Okay.
So that's of everything.
Still confusing.
Okay, so there's nicotine in tobacco, right?
Yeah.
Here's your cigarette.
Yeah.
1.23% of everything inside of the cigarette is nicotine.
I know, I get that.
So everything else is
I'm
like
trying to compare it
tobacco.
to Juul.
Now, okay, but so it says how many. Here's another question. It says how many puffs of a vape is equal to a cigarette. Each e-cig nicotine cartridge provides 200 to 400 puffs, equal to 2 or 3 packs of regular cigarettes.
Yeah, this is just confusing me more. But okay, so yeah, I guess the Juul pod is a pack of cigarettes. If we're gonna
but then this article says you cannot just say all cigarettes contain such and such amounts of nicotine. It's not even fair to say they all average so much. By average, the way is about 12 milligrams per cigarette. A large majority of cigarettes fall between 8 milligrams and 20 milligrams of nicotine in a cigarette.
All right, this is all just confusing. So for the sake of this statistical run, we'll say Juul pod is a pack of cigarettes. And you're for sure going to wipe the board with that.
Okay, yeah. So I'm wiping the board on shits, jerk-offs, drinks, and Juul pods so far.
Yeah. Is there anything else that's like interesting?
Anything with like meals or food?
I was thinking... Well, you'll win that for sure. Yeah, because I always think, when I think of these statistics in heaven, I always think of burgers for some reason. I don't even eat burgers like that. That's just the first thing that comes up.
I mean, I eat a lot of
to
veggie
me.
Burgers.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say meals, but that's just, I don't know.
I don't
confusing.
think that feels like it's weird.
And there's not a thing we both like eat, really, specifically. That that would be even. Yeah, that's what, the only ones I could really come up with is what we've said. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I was going to say peas because I think I could lap you in peas.
Debatable. When I take my pills?
Well, yeah, you can't be using performance-enhancing drugs.
I have to use performance-enhancing
not for this.
drugs. So I can't take my piss pills for a month?
Nope.
That's bad.
I didn't say it was going to be easy, baby.
That's
Just
fair.
drink more water. Because I think I pee like 12 times a day.
That's not how it works. If I drink all the water, it just stays in my system unless I take the pills.
You should have thought about that before you fucking ruined your heart, you idiot.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You should have thought one day I might have to take pills to pee. I thought you said you were out of your pee pills. Banana pills?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
hey,
we got to eat
listen
bananas.
sometimes.
I listen to everything. People do not realize how much I take in, and I just know about too much about everybody, honestly.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not even on purpose.
I would say you remind
I never
me.
forget.
You
and
remind me of things that I've said that I've forgotten I've said,
yeah.
and then I don't remember them until you say
I'm the
them.
king of that. I'm always watching and listening.
Yeah, you did. You reminded me that I confessed one time that my teeth never feel clean.
Because that is one of my favorite things you've ever said.
I know,
You were just
and I
like,
hate that
I don't even think we were drinking or anything. You were just like, yeah, my teeth just never feel clean. For like a minute or two afterwards, they do, and then they're just gritty. And I was like, that's not good. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Maybe that's why I
remember-
had that nightmare about my teeth.
Yeah, can you run that down? Because
Yeah,
I couldn't stop
okay.
laughing at that text.
Okay, so what it is with my dream, here's how I sleep usually. I pass
Poorly?
out. Yeah, so poorly. I pass out for like 4 to 6 hours, and then the rest of
That's
whatever.
all you need.
Well, and then the rest of whatever I sleep is like plagued with me like waking up and like rolling around and then like falling back asleep and
Squirtin' and
having
fartin'.
squirting and farting and squirting and farting and super wet dookie holes and red bones. But I have like very vivid dreams that like are just fucking weird. Like I had one a couple of days ago that we were all driving to Minneapolis. And we were driving some weird car on a weird highway I didn't
That's all
recognize.
true. Just waying.
And like
Pulling up in the jalopy, baby.
so sweet.
There's no room for anyone's luggage.
But no, and like I was driving us around Minneapolis, but like it didn't feel like Minneapolis, but like you kept trying to convince me. You were like, yeah, this is where we're going. Just follow the GPS.
Yeah, that also sounds pretty normal.
Yeah.
You being like, this doesn't seem right, and me being like, it is.
But no, the dream I had, I don't remember how it started, but you and Matt and Cole were intervening me, and I was like bum rushed by this intervention, and we weren't in like a hotel room. It felt like we were in like a church basement or like a 70s
Yeah,
living
that's where
room.
I'm planning it.
Yeah.
That's where the best interventions take place, to be
But you
honest.
guys were intervening me because of my teeth, which if you've never seen me in person, my teeth aren't like horrific. Like
No.
there's like some spaces here and there, and they're a little yellow,
Yeah,
but
he
they're
got
not
fine
like
teeth.
they're not like the worst teeth in the world,
Yeah.
you know. But in my dream, you guys were like, we are sick of this shit. You're like, your teeth are so fucked up. You're like, your teeth are just fucking nasty.
For that to come from me.
No,
too.
like from all like you all were just like very, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I brush every day, I floss, I use mouthwash, and you're all like, well, it's not a fucking like y'all were just like really like apparently I must have done something to like embarrass you guys with my bad breath, or like it was just too much or something. And there was like a big like fake mouth that you guys had brought in, and instead of teeth, it had like these big yellow balls like this big, but they all had like emoji faces on them. And I was like, and like one of, I think it was Matt, had like a comically large toothbrush and he was brushing them. And I'm like, what is this? And like you guys were like, this is how fucking yellow your teeth are. We gotta show you how to clean your fucking teeth. Like you guys were really adamant. And then I remember I started like just zoning out because I was like, why is this happening to me? And there was a weird soap opera on TV, and then I woke up and like threw a pillow and like fucked my blinds up in my room like when I woke up, and like it's that was the dream. It was
See,
just weird.
from the text, I thought you meant that we were using our teeth and we had like ping pong sized balls and we were shoving them in there and then brushing with a big,
That's
which
even
is
worse.
funnier in my head.
Ugh.
The three of us just standing there with
Just
yellow
screaming
ping pong balls.
at me, just brushing your yellow
Keep
ping
brushing
pong.
your teeth.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of that means.
I think there's a lot to it, and I think you need to unpack it, preferably before tomorrow. So
Well,
I don't want anyone bringing any emotional baggage on the trip.
that's fine. I don't know what to tell you then.
All right, let's get into this submission. It is 3 quick ones. Says submission 3 quick would you rathers for my favorite dads. Number 1. Would you rather fight 1 whale-sized Danny DeVito or 20 Danny DeVito-sized whales? I like it. I like the picture.
I like the picture in my head. I'm picturing us fighting the big Danny DeVito.
I think so too.
And I really like the idea aesthetically of us fighting a big Danny DeVito a lot better than I do fighting 20 small whales.
Yeah, because they're just little whales.
They're just waddling,
A
and we
big
just we can just
comical
shove
Danny.
them. We can just shove them over, but just like big Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
Is he in the
big.
ocean or is he
Yeah,
like
I think he floats up. I'd say
he
because I
gets-
picture him coming in. You know that
kind of like how
big
Godzilla steps out of the
rubber
ocean?
duck that's in Canada in the water?
Yeah.
It's like that, and it just comes up to us. We're on the beach, and he just pulls up, and he's got a lot of problems with us.
Well, that sounds about right. I feel like anybody that notices us in public is gonna know that they have a lot of problems with them. Bless up, Danny Dorito.
Yeah, Danny Dorito off camera,
Always
watching
watching
over
us.
Yeah, I hope he's that color.
I hope he's that color.
Um,
Big old beach Danny Dorito.
But yeah, what do you think you're doing against?
To defeat the whale-sized Danny DeVito?
Yeah,
That's harpoons at least. I feel like harpoons.
right off the top.
Well, I mean,
We're
what,
not even gonna try to fisticuffs any.
if he's the size of what kind of whale are we talking about here? Are we talking about like a narwhal or like a blue whale?
I don't know.
Because those are very different in size.
I think they're exactly the same.
You should have paid more attention
Show
in
me
school.
2 in person, beached. and then I'll believe you.
This is gonna be rough, but okay. We go to the cabin.
Yeah, and I
in
don't
July.
think in school we really got into like different types of whales, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
What class is that in? Science?
Yeah.
I didn't have a science class.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say blue whales. Those are the largest mammals on Earth.
Yeah,
so we're going to
let's
say
go
a
big.
blue
Go
whale-sized
big or
Danny
go home.
DeVito. Yeah, you got to use harpoons or like a bazooka or something to fight it. Like there's
bazooka. Now we're talking.
like there's no way you can't. Like what are you going to
What
do?
about a bunch of rocks for starters? I don't want to just instantly kill it.
I mean, but is he attacking? We're fighting it, right?
He's got a lot of problems with us, and we're talking shit back.
And if he's the size of a blue whale, rocks
Does he
aren't
have
gonna,
to be in water?
If he's on land, it's even worse.
Well, he pulled up close, but I think he has to stay in water.
If he, I mean, in that case, a bazooka sounds perfect.
I want to throw rocks for starters.
Okay, it's cinder blocks maybe.
Okay, they're hard to throw.
Yeah, but I mean, like we could do
On
it
a rope?
Yeah, we have some type of like catapult system or a lasso type system.
Are we prepped for this, or are
I
we
think
shocked?
let's go ahead. I think shocked. Even no matter how much prep work goes into it, we're still shocked.
True.
Just picture that big head coming out of the water, just.
I don't even want to kill it. I want
I
to
know. I
want
want to resolve the issue and have him like carry us. I want him to help us do our bidding and take over the world. If we had a whale-sized Danny DeVito, we could take over the world.
Yeah, we're just
Why do we want to
we're
fight
riding
him at
on
this
his
point?
bald spot,
Yeah.
and then it comes out of the water, and people are like, "Oh my God, is that two homosexuals on a giant Danny DeVito?"
And we're like, yes,
Yeah,
yes, it is. And you're
Yeah,
gonna do whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You're gonna follow our gay agenda.
yeah. This is how we take over the world.
At that point, I don't.
Bitch.
At that point, I don't even care what anybody says to me as long as I can get whatever I want out of it.
Hey, baby,
Be me and
my
my
boys
boys
are
are going to
jail. Don't forget.
Never forget. That's
Never
the summer
forget.
slogan all 2019.
Get arrested yelling it.
If you don't,
Yelling at a hot
if
female
you-
cop.
if
She'll
you
suck you in the back of the squad car.
That's
Just
a
leave
fact.
the door
Yeah,
cracked
it's a
so it doesn't
fact.
get locked.
if we get a video of you screaming that while you're getting put into a cop car, free T-shirt,
Yeah.
any free shirt you want.
Free shirt. Yeah, we'll make a shirt that says, "I got arrested for yelling a Dapper Dad's slogan, and all I got is this shitty T-shirt."
Actually, I think what it should say is, "I got arrested for yelling, 'Hey baby, me and my
it's a
boys are
very
going to
wordy
jail,'
T-shirt.
and on the back, and all I got was this shitty T-shirt."
No, we can't print on the back. It costs extra money.
But I mean, if somebody's going to
It's a
jail,
free giveaway.
if
you
somebody's
get
doing a
front
joke for
printed
us, if they're
T-shirt.
going to jail for it, and somebody's got to post their
No.
bail money,
You
the
knew what
least
this
we
was
could
when
do-
you shouted.
The least we could do is a double-sided T-shirt.
I could do way less.
We could do way
Could
less.
just never acknowledge that happened.
Yeah, we'll be like
like a
we
lot
don't know
of
what you're-
celebrities when they get in some spicy water.
I mean, we didn't say do something that will get you arrested.
No, we never have.
We're just saying if you
We never
happen
will.
to be getting arrested,
Allegedly.
if you allegedly happen
Big
to be
allegedly.
big maybe, if you happen to be getting arrested and you happen to scream one of our catchphrases, you may or may not get a free T-shirt.
Well, I mean, if you're getting arrested and you scream, "Hey baby, me and my boys are going to jail," that's not wrong.
No.
I don't think the cop would be upset with you.
Yeah, it's not like you're
If
saying
you
anything
scream at a
incorrect.
cop,
Yeah, if you're screaming in
they
the cop's
arrest you.
face, like if
Yeah,
you do,
scream in a cop's
if you
face.
do, yeah, do that. But if you do something to
Allegedly.
get, or if you do something to get arrested just so you can scream it, we're not going to help you out.
yeah,
But
You
if
have
you
to be
happen
arrested
to be
about
getting
it.
arrested and you scream,
get a drunk in public. It's not a big deal.
No, it's not the
probably.
biggest deal. It's just the easiest way to do it too.
Don't get a pee in public. That's a huge deal.
big
Don't
problem.
pee at the playground.
Don't
Huge
ever
deal.
pee at the playground.
Huge deal. Sex offender deal.
Yeah, big sex offender deal.
Big. We got a big deal on sex offenders.
I'm wondering why we just don't publicly execute sex offenders.
All right, we can't get into that.
Why
right
not?
now. That's too heavy.
Well,
I
it's not
agree
really.
with you.
I mean, I think we just said if you fuck with kids, you get executed.
I think you should just get your dick cut off.
I mean,
for starters,
For starter, I feel like you should
like
either.
first offense.
Okay, I feel like the option should be like either you get executed or you get your dick and balls cut off, and you have to pick one.
Everybody's gonna take the dick and balls.
Some people might not. Some people might not want to live without dick and balls.
Well, you should have thought about that before you tried to diddle a kid.
Yeah,
We're not gonna
exactly.
Get into this. Number 2, and this one is fantastic. This is the one that made me laugh out loud after thinking about it for a minute. Would you rather have a 10-inch long belly button that swayed to music or accordions for legs?
I like this one.
Yeah, this one is
This
a
is
thinker.
good.
Because I laughed at first, but the more I pictured accordions for legs. Yeah. You're gonna.
Do they make the noise as I'm walking around?
To,
Are we talking like the little circle accordions or like the big square
I'm thinking
accordions?
the big.
Yeah, big.
Mama's got a squeeze box. Daddy never fucking can get away from her.
I'm gonna go. Oh, the mom always thought Daddy was an honest man because he could always hear her coming.
Do you think you would try to run more so that it wouldn't get the full thing?
I would. I feel like that would just result in
Noodle legs.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be hard because I feel like because have you ever like played an accordion? Have you ever like held one?
Yeah.
There, there's like that
all the time.
Well, but like, have you ever actually?
Yeah.
Like how because there's like that resistance when like you're fucking around with it. So like I feel like your legs
a lot of resistance from a lot of people.
Your legs
fucking around with an accordion.
Surprisingly,
no.
I remember
Stop.
the one time in my life I fucked around with an accordion. It was like 5 minutes later, and someone was like, "I have a migraine. Can you quit?"
Yeah. They shouldn't even exist.
They shouldn't have given it to me. Is what they shouldn't have done.
No, they shouldn't make accordions.
But
let's not forget about the 10-inch long belly button that
so
sways
that's like,
to music. I think it's a little longer than that.
That's like
it's like a foot.
Yeah, that's like a foot right there.
We'll
so
say.
like, I'm thinking
this is
about
a foot,
it.
Right? That's what I tell women.
Hey, hasn't failed me yet.
Yeah, got a foot long.
But okay, so like, is it like just like a
flaccid dick?
Like a growth? Like, is it the same width as my belly button, and it just kind of comes out?
That's what I was picturing.
To a tip, and
I don't think it's straight out. I was picturing flaccid. It hangs.
Okay, but so when you say it sways to music,
it just swings
like
back
gently.
And forth. I think
like,
I'd like to
even
think
even if I'm just like
music.
sitting here and I'm listening to something, it's moving.
Yeah, but I'd like to think it's based off the music. So if you're listening to something chill, it's just kind of swaying back and forth. And if you're listening to a banger, it's just flopping everywhere.
I'm about to fuck this cash up on a new toy. I'm about to fuck this cash up on a new toy.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
I'm going with accordion legs. Honestly, I think accordion legs. I don't think I could live with the stigma of having that thing hanging out of my shirt all the time.
Can you tuck it?
Feels like it'd be uncomfortable.
It's less uncomfortable.
And then you still gotta feel it wiggling in your pants whenever.
Because
I feel like it's gotta
socially.
be. I feel like it's gotta be whenever you hear music anywhere. So like you're at the store, like you're at Walmart.
Oh yeah, I hear music.
Yeah, so
72% of my day. So
right, so 72% of your day, this thing's wiggling around.
But accordion legs, you have no friends, family, or you can't go out.
I don't have any of that anyway. So like
you
accordion,
have less.
Oh.
You think you're gonna be in the dad squad with accordion legs?
I don't see why not.
You think you're gonna be coming to sound set with accordion legs?
I would love to go.
Maybe
to
there when it's very loud, but yeah, I'm not gonna be friends with the guy who has accordion legs. Sorry.
I guess I'll have a weird music doodle.
What if we put you in a wheelchair? Is this a loophole?
Yeah, absolute loophole.
There you go.
You just got to push me around all the time.
I won't do that at all.
Well, someone's got to push me.
You have arms.
Yeah, but what if I get tired? Who's going to crowd surf me?
Someone crowd surfs you and grabs your leg and accidentally pushes Is that an accordion leg that only makes Tim Allen grunts? Oops, I had a slight relapse there. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, we're trying to just not even mention it.
I had a relapse the other day, and I forgot that
go?
I even did it. It just kind of came out when I was yelling. But I'm
glad
doing
it
good.
died when it died.
I'm doing good. When we get drunk, it will come back out and stronger than ever.
How's Homer Candle doing over there?
Underwhelming.
Yeah, let's give him a little shake there.
Don't do that.
Why not?
He's gonna fall on the floor and there'll be wax. Look, don't do that anymore.
That's what I want. I wanted some wax dripping down his back.
Yeah, let it just happen naturally. You're all about pouring the wax out. We got to see what happens. It needs to get. Yeah, we need to gently fan it forward to start to mess with the head. That's what. Yeah,
because it's just melting the back of his cranium here.
Yeah. See, the problem is it's a wick issue here. We got a bad wick. All right, we can't live with this.
I'm about to fuck this cash up on a new toy.
I think I'm going belly button.
I guess for the sake of being able to go out with my friends, I'll take the belly button.
You'll be ostracized with accordion legs. And I feel like you could tuck it, wear 2 shirts.
I always wear 2 shirts.
Wear 4 shirts.
Okay.
Just to make sure. Wear a hoodie. Wear a hoodie. Cut a hole in the hoodie pocket.
Okay, but like,
and let it.
But how do you like explain this to women? Like you're going to hook up with a girl and you got this
in the
10-inch
dark.
But like it should.
I put it inside of him.
Oh,
you think I'm
no,
not like
that's
first?
Oh, I don't like
that's
that.
That's the first
one
thing
bit.
I'm gonna do with it.
Oh, put it inside someone?
Yeah, I'm gonna
ask a girl to lick it.
No. you made it weird.
Oh, I made it weird. You're just putting it inside girls, and then when I ask a girl
Because
to
I'm
lick
drunk
mine,
and I
it's
went
weird.
too far down and it slipped in.
But I thought this thing was flaccid. Does it get hard enough to slip in?
Oh, you haven't slipped a flaccid drunk penis in a woman before?
Let's not go. Let's not.
Because I've heard from multiple women.
That's neither here nor there. I don't think we need to get into this.
Call 402-732-7737 if some has ever slipped his flaccid drunk penis inside of you
The
or a
phone's
friend.
just blowing up right now.
Yeah, it's not even a live recording. Someone just knows.
All the
Your
women.
hair is so ridiculous.
All the
I
women
can't
I've ever.
deal with
My
you.
hair is.
Yeah, your headphones have pushed it straight up in the back. You look like a goddamn lunatic. You look like you got accordion legs. Yeah, I'm going belly button. I believe in it.
I guess
I listen to a lot of music.
You have peer pressured me into belly button as well.
It just makes more sense publicly.
You're not wrong.
If I want to be an introvert that never leaves the house, I got accordion legs. But my animals are running away. I hate the sound of accordions too, so it's not even a social thing. All right, and then finally, would you rather be half your height or double your weight? Assume that your current weight stays the same if you choose half your height. So I'm still, if my weight's the same and I go,
so I'd weigh 460.
Yeah, I don't know what I would weigh, almost 400.
But then I would be 3'4".
Yeah, I'd be 3'1.5". I'm 6'1". I don't know.
I really like the idea of Dapper Dad's minis.
But if my weight stays the same, then I'm just a fucking little, right? That's what that means. Your
your
current weight stays the same if you choose half your height. Because if you shrink me in half, then I'm wide.
So either way,
I'm
fat.
like a weeble that wobbles but won't fall down.
So we're like big little fat dads.
We're big little fat dads. I think
I kind of like it. I kind of like big little fat dads.
I like the idea of it. I'd like to see a drawing of it.
If someone wants to draw, or
Photoshop, whatever.
Just something a 3'4" slim and a 3.5.
Yeah, whatever the
exactly 3 foot with half an inch drama, but make us both about 230 pounds at that height. I'm really curious to see the science behind it.
I think it would, if you shrunk down,
it'd be one of those fat little midgets.
Yeah,
like a
round
little midgets,
like the Weeble Wobbles. You remember?
Oh yeah, of course I remember Weeble Wobbles. I'm thinking. I just really like cute, fat, little slim and drama. It sounds like a fun time.
But imagine like the difficult life of
like
being
wiping
3
your
feet.
ass and like walking around.
I just mean like getting into a car
and just getting clothes. Can you imagine being 3'4" and weighing 230 pounds?
What's like 3? Like
what's that? What do you wear? Like a 48-16? Like.
I didn't feel like it'd be smaller than that.
Okay,
because my pants are only like 30 length.
I was saying
like a
I wear a 36.
Yeah.
So if you're
just
I'm thinking like a 52. A 52-18 is what I'm going to be wearing.
All right, so you're 3'4" and you have accordion legs. What happens now?
I get put down like the animal I am. What the fuck?
You can't even get
Kill
them
me.
Like, and you're just heavy.
Little baby
accordions.
accordions.
Oh God!
Sounds like I'm stepping on dogs everywhere I go.
Is this the Chucky reboot?
It's coming to kill me. I just want to order some food.
Who's saying that? Yeah. God, I'd love to see
3'4".
When do you think you were 3'4"?
Jesus, when I was born. I don't know, man. Like 3'4".
Yeah, I came out like 17 inches long.
I don't know, 3'4", maybe like 6-7 years old. Yeah. Like
so picture 6,
okay,
7-year-old was with all your current weight.
Because oh my God, what a beefy boy. Because my mom constantly tells
give it noogies.
My mom loves telling the story about how I was like 5 and crying about how I wasn't getting the right Happy Meal toy.
We've talked about this.
Everyone's like, what's that retarded 12-year-old crying for? And she's like, he's 5. So I'm picturing at that point, oh God, yeah, I just want to give him noogies all day. Just hard, fast little scalp burners.
I want to just take them everywhere and make people feel bad for me.
Like you get to go to the front of the line for everything.
And
I'm just like, hey.
So many. Oh my God, I know exactly what it looks like.
It's Slim from the Dapper Dads.
Yeah, everything about you changes.
I got cursed by a gypsy.
What about the dick? Is the dick the same?
Big dick.
Big
Huge dick.
Huge
Gigantic.
dick.
Finally have a big dick. Finally got a dick
hey,
worth
baby,
on.
you wanna suck a
Hey,
big
baby,
dick?
come suck on this horse hog.
Where is it?
It's
in-
under some shit, but you got to fold up to find it. But when it's
no,
out, it is
no,
out.
that's my 10-inch belly button.
I have both now. Damn.
You have all of these.
I've got accordion legs, a 10-inch belly button, and a monster hog on my 3'4", 230-pound frame. Let's
and
fucking
guess
go.
What? Danny DeVito just pulled up, and you got to fight him. He's a whale.
I'm dead. That's all there is to it. How am I? I
takes
feel like at
you
this,
in 'cause you're
I
also
am
small.
very differently abled at this point. I don't think I can be fighting anything.
Oh, I think you've got a shot. Nobody wants to have to beat the shit out of the 3-foot, 10-inch belly button accordion leg kid.
Me.
no one's
Just
getting
playing
the deal.
the loudest,
Oh my
worst noise.
God, what is that?
I'm on an airplane. I'm
just
like,
wanna-
wipe my ass. I won't close the door.
You fall in the toilet. You
Ah.
I need you to pull me out of the can.
Why do I
need
talk
a
like
smaller
Danny
toilet.
DeVito?
Because you, at this point, are.
Yeah, essentially.
Good Lord, could you? Yeah. I feel like it'd be one of those things like when I got very tall, I had like an overnight growth spurt, and I'm sure I've said it. I hit my head on everything. You just realize you're like way up here now. And
Right,
this is
your
just-
hand-eye coordination is completely
Yeah,
fucked. Like you can't even walk
everything's
around
weird.
normally.
Your beds don't make sense
No,
anymore. Your
God,
clothes
your clothes are
Yeah.
nightmarish. You look like Tony Robbins
So imagine
wearing
going
pants.
down times 3 because I probably grew a foot.
I want to say it's easier to shop for clothes, but I feel like it's much harder.
Yeah, I mean, because you're so fat. You know what I mean? Because you think kids' clothes, but
But
a
like,
big kid.
kids XL clothes, like
I don't know if XL would.
if I'm wearing a
If you're
52-18,
If you're pushing 3.5 feet, 240 pounds into 3.5 feet, that thing is bursting.
at
You
the
know what I mean?
seams, that boy
It's
is
like,
big.
you ever see those videos where they
Gotta wear a
crush?
man's belt.
They crush stuff under that like
Right, yeah, under that
press,
big hydraulic
industrial
press.
and a lot of things just expand crazy. That's what it's like when we make you into a 3.5. Yeah, you're just because you'd still be the same. You'd just be so short. You still have that length
Because
arms.
I'm thinking, because here's what I'm
just
thinking.
to make it even worse, you have arms, so you can like push yourself around.
look like an orangutan.
You're like the kid from Toy Story that Sid's like creatures, and there's that
Oh,
one that just
thing.
has the arms.
Oh,
That's you.
oh.
You've
Because
become
here's what I'm
that.
thinking, and tell me if I'm wrong here. I'm gonna step away from Mike and just kind of yell. Like this is probably like 3'4" right here.
Yeah.
At least.
Tops,
Right?
yeah.
So like that's even top.
Yeah, like,
out
cut
from,
you in
like,
half.
Like my so like picture
Yeah.
my head right down here.
Oh, I hate it.
Like just
I
picture
hate it a lot.
Picture this just walking around.
Oh my
Like, this
god!
is
And it's
exactly-
just so
It is just
dumpy.
So, like and so like with it because like I've thinned out like
Yeah,
from the way I used to be.
You're
But the
not
biggest
when we-
pants I ever had were 48. Those were the biggest. That was the biggest waist I ever had. I wore like 48 32s I think. So like add 4 more inches of pants onto there for a 52-18, and then just I want to know, am I going?
I'm
through,
rolling it down a hill first chance I get. I'm kicking you in the ass, and I'm just watching.
What has? Do you think that's a big like dwarf butt or like there's nothing?
Oh, it's a big, thick
Like those
drawer.
big-
It's like when
those-
SpongeBob
those
has
two
that drawer
big
ass.
jeans. Like those.
And I just like, get the fuck out of here. You just boom, 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 and you're gaining momentum.
I
and you
crash
probably,
into the side of a car and just
you
flip
go
it.
into a house like a wrecking ball. I came in like a wrecking ball.
But I just fucked up someone's whole day.
And you're just like,
Call
God, please,
Please God, call a doctor.
Does this thing have
the guy just
accordion
pulls out a
legs?
gun and
Yeah.
shoots me. Thinks I'm a demon from another dimension. We got to bring this thing to
that
Area
would have
51.
to be one of the scariest things for a
A
3.5
3'4",
foot.
3'4", 230-pound man with accordion legs, disproportionate sized arms to the figure. What else is fucked up about
I
me?
think you have the 10-inch belly button
The
just 'cause we're
10-inch
here,
belly button.
and it's waving to the
and the
music
monster
in the house.
hog with a shelf in the back.
Yeah, and it just smashes through your wall. That has to be one of the scariest things that
that's
can
ever happen. You
to
get
anyone.
PTSD after this.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
absolutely no.
He shoots you, and then he puts a bullet in his
does
head
not-
and his families if they're home.
No, he kills the family first. first, plus the dog, then himself after I kills the
then the
whole
cops
family in front of
come in
me,
and
kills the
find
whole
that.
family in front of me, leaves
so
me
you
alive,
know.
slits the dog's throat, has a shootout with the cops, kills 4, then himself.
Yeah.
Leaves me alive to see the whole thing. The cops come in. I'm like, Jesus Christ. The cops blow their own brains out because they can't even fucking handle it.
Finally, I come in and I just pick you up and I'm like, oh, that must have been bad, buddy. And you're like, still not as bad as looking in a mirror nowadays.
Still not as bad as every second of existence I have to live.
Yeah, I won't
Can
let
we
you
go
die.
to White Castle? Sure thing,
No,
buddy.
you got to be this tall to go to a White Castle.
God, you say it for everything.
Everything.
You got to be this tall to eat.
Yeah. I'm like, well, you could stand to lose some weight.
You got to be this tall to go to Oshkosh Bagosh and get some new clothes.
I
You
just
take me to the men's big and tall, and everything's just so long.
Yeah,
on me.
I'm like, what am I supposed? Yeah, a huge viral campaign. I become a hero for short, fat, fucking monsters. And I'm like, how am I supposed to clothe this thing? I have to clothe it. Have you seen its monster hog and shelf of an ass in the back? Puts that thing on the shelf. Don't get me started on the 10-inch belly button and where he stores that.
And what he does with it, I've already got a stack of lawsuits back in the house.
You know how many tears you get in the knees of accordion jeans? Accordion leg jeans?
It's like one of those real sad, like starving kids in Africa commercials. Help me help
For
this
60
big
cents a
shelf
day, you
long
can-
dick monster
For 60 cents a day, you can help hold accordion legs here.
with his big fat shelf and his big hog.
Yeah, he has to have a special village.
we have
make
to
his
sew
pants.
we have to sew soccer socks onto the front of his drawers for his big weird dick, and then we have to cut the ass out of every pant. Please help cover my monster sunburned chapped ass.
Yeah, I'm taking you to the mall, like right off the
Just
bat.
to tote me around. You're dragging me around in a
Just to
red
see
wagon.
old women faint, people spit out their sodas, kids point and stare, parents also point and
I'm just
stare.
waving.
People are screaming.
You're just like, leave him alone.
The security guards don't have the ammunition to do anything about it.
The security guards are
More
killing
shootings
everyone.
at the mall
Yeah.
because of the monster that was seen. You become like a urban legend.
What's my monster name?
I don't know because there's so many things.
Big dick accordion shelf.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know what you start with. I feel like it should just be big dick accordion shelf, belly button, arms.
This is going to be a
Yeah,
crazy episode.
Yeah,
cover.
I don't even know if I can make something out of
Just
it.
see if you can
I'm
draw.
picturing something.
Yeah, picturing, just draw me, my face,
Nope, hate it already.
weird little orangutan body, accordion legs.
No, it's I feel like I'm gonna have to source a lot of materials to put it together because I
like
can
it.
see it in my head.
I want
Are
you
you
to make
picturing
it.
it.
Yeah, I'm picturing it,
heavily?
and it looks beautiful from what I can see.
Mine is possibly the most grotesque imagery
That's
that's ever
why
been seen.
it's so beautiful. It would make Rob Zombie's dick limp.
Yeah, I want this now. I just want to. Yeah, someone else mock it up because I don't know if I have.
You can do it. You
I don't
just don't
think I have
want to
the
do it because you
wherewithal.
don't want to bring the creation to life.
Yeah, I mean it's like my Ottoman son.
I was going to say,
And they're not
I was
that
just
far
about to
off.
say, you tout me around with your Ottoman son and we become a family freak show.
Yeah, look, all I can have in my life is monsters. Evil little demons. I wish I was dead. Yeah, you're just always calling me.
Just-
Is it sick? Yeah. Yeah. Why wouldn't it be sick? Have you seen it?
Yeah. Do you think that thing even has an immune system? What the fuck?
Yeah, that thing should be
That
dead.
thing? You look that thing in the face and tell me there's a loving God.
I stabbed it one time to try to kill it. Doesn't even have blood.
Doesn't even have bones.
No. A lot of dust inside.
A lot of
I'm
dust,
not
and
sure.
what I can't be sure isn't a broomstick holding it up on the inside.
I cut him open and I found a lot of bones from when he was his normal height. And that didn't help me at all.
They were ground up into sharp little chips that dug themselves into my skin.
Yeah, I've still got a couple in me. I can just see it so well.
I can see it and I hate it. I feel like I'm bald, like my head's shaved.
I'm not picturing that.
I got hair.
Yeah. But it's very messy. Even though, and I'm like, you have long enough arms to wash your fucking hair. I put you in the tub because you can't get over the side of it because it's too tall.
My mouth keeps going under the water and I can't breathe.
Good. God. I have to put you on the toilet all the time?
Yeah. You gotta wipe my ass
No,
for
I'm
me.
not going to do that.
My arms are long, but
Yeah, your arms are long enough
I
to wipe
constantly
your
act
ass.
like they don't work, though.
Yeah, I can't quite reach it.
I'm so hungry. If only I had something to eat, I would have the energy to wipe my ass. Can you
All
bring
you
me some?
do is
Can you
eat.
bring me some string cheese on the toilet, please?
Are you still, so you're not vegan anymore?
At that point, fuck it. I'm a monster. Let me die like a monster. Take me
Live
to the,
like a monster,
take me
die
to
like
take
a
me to the
monster.
heart attack grill so I can get one of those 10-patty burgers and have a nurse spank my ass.
That is, how does it look in your head if I have all these attributes? Better or worse?
About the same.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I really. I still think what I would do is, since I love your t-shirts so much, I would still dress you in your t-shirts,
Oh,
and they
thank
would just
you.
cover up your
Oh, I'd have
accordion
the
leg.
belly sticks
Yeah, but
sneaking out.
no, what I think it would be is it would look grotesque and it would fit right until about here, and then
Yeah.
it would be so like tight and taut. But I would like have to. I feel like what I would do to get you dressed every day is flip you upside down and like shake
Oh,
you
yeah.
into the t-shirt.
Yeah, I was
so then
picturing
it's
a
just like
similar thing.
long t-shirt underneath with a bit of accordion poking out of the bottom. But like when you move around, you can tell there's accordions underneath all that t-shirt and that weird. You almost look like a weird looking like cupcake
There's
pop.
no way my shirt would cover my legs.
Not
if I was-
completely.
Not even a little bit. It would ride up on my belly. If you're smushing this down.
No, that's why I'm holding you upside down and like shaking
Okay.
you a lot to like get you.
I like
into
the fact
shirt.
that we think that just because we're that small and fat that we just can't do anything. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people that are this small,
Are that
maybe
small.
not this fat, and definitely probably not accordion legs, I'd guess.
How do I even Google 300-pound midget?
Maybe. I think they're called little people.
300-pound little person. Then 300.
That totally exists. But, like,
Wasn't there
You only
like
have to be
my,
four-
my big fat little life on TLC or
I
something?
don't think they made that one yet. But TLC, contact 4027 Dapper. We've got some ideas.
Chuck is an obese little person who has a hard time
But
getting around.
the thing is, you only have to be 4'9" to be considered a legal little person. So that's over a foot of what will
TLC's already got it. It's called Big and Little.
be. Okay, I'm not surprised.
Little people
whatsoever.
struggle to overcome obesity. It's a 2-part TLC documentary series.
What I'm saying is, we got to get them at least another foot down because you only have to be 4'9" to be legally little person. So that's over a foot on what we'll have.
So a hobbit?
So
We
we're
need a
like, I
fat
think we're
hobbit?
technically dwarfs, not in the offensive term.
I'm just gonna look up 300-pound dwarf then and see what happens.
Put in 300-pound, 3'5". Put it in the middle.
3'5".
300 pounds.
Dwarf.
It has to have existed in this world at some point. It's just not. It's probably not nice.
I brought up a bunch of ladders to buy.
Okay. So we're just ladders to the world now.
Lord of the Rings. How much does an average adult male dwarf weigh?
Yeah, see, people are thinking like fake dwarfs. Dwarfism is a real thing. You remember those little dwarfs on Maury? Can I say dwarfs like that? Is
I
that
think
offensive?
midget's offensive. I don't think
Yeah.
dwarf is technically a
Because remember, they
term.
have those little tiny dwarfs that were on Maury. They had the big fat kids, and
Yeah.
then they had little tiny dwarfs.
I found
and
this-
they'd be like 20. They'd be like 21 because they'd always be like, I go to the bar and I can't be served because people think I'm a child.
Yeah, I found this article about a woman. She is 28. She is 4'11" and 85 pounds.
She doesn't look bad at all.
No, she just looks like a very.
Or wait, you said 85 pounds?
85
Oh,
pounds.
yeah. That's normal.
4'11".
All women should be
85.
85.
I don't think I can get behind this at all.
Get behind that? No, yeah, we need a fat. And even that's still a foot over.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
Okay,
Everybody
yeah,
do your fact
Yeah,
checks.
here's what we need.
Find us the smallest, fattest person in
who ever
history.
exists.
Because back in the day,
I feel
people
like I
were
could pop
tiny.
that with a
Yeah,
Google.
fattest, tiniest person. Because back in the day,
Smallest.
wasn't Jesus allegedly like 3 feet tall? Everyone was tiny back then.
Jesus was not no 3 feet tall.
Yeah. Don't they say if it was to be accurate, if Jesus was real, ever, that it would be, they'd be tiny, like 3 or 4 feet, because people have grown so much since then. Since zero.
Sorry, I just found a picture of a very fat person that
Are
triggered
they
me.
little? Oh my
No,
God.
they are not
That's
little.
not little in any sense. That looks like
I'm-
the cover of a death metal album.
I'm finding, yeah, it does. I'm finding a
Both have
lot
makeup
of
on.
like tiniest people. I said because I typed in smallest, fattest person to ever exist on Earth.
That works. I'm gonna type in Jesus real height.
Okay, the shortest person to ever exist was 21.5 inches tall.
Yeah, that's under 2 feet. We don't need that small. we're on both ends of the spectrum here. We need to find something.
I keep finding the smallest people and the fattest people, but I'm not finding the smallest, fattest person, and it's really upsetting to me that in 2019 I can't just pop a quick Google for that.
Yeah,
Where the fuck are all these small little fatties at?
I guess based off of just the quickest of Googles, back in the day when Jesus was alive, most people were 5 foot, so he was still a tiny man. But
yeah, I'm not saying Jesus wasn't tiny. I just don't think he was 3 feet tall.
Can he prove it?
No. All
right.
Think of
That's
the
my
little
religion.
crucifix.
Big crucifix.
Big crucifix. 3 foot tall Jesus. Oh God.
Whoops.
Did a lot of big miracles.
Whoops. We didn't have to build it so big. This stupid little fuck, and then they lash him.
Oh.
I guess it was pretty.
I mean, I guess
rough,
it was pretty brutal for that movie Mel Gibson made.
Yeah. Subscribe to my religion of tiny little Jesus.
I would worship
Not
tiny
baby
little Jesus.
Just a tiny little 3-foot Jesus. Big head.
I would worship tiny, like the Jesus.
Yeah,
that
exactly
Jesus.
what I was picturing, but smaller.
Did we are we gonna try to go to that shop so we can get some wasp posters for my room?
Some what?
I don't know why I said it like that. Please forgive me.
No, what?
I tried to say wasp.
Yeah,
I
why
said
did you say
oh
that?
No! Can you run it back?
I can't do it right now, but I'll specifically spend a lot of time editing just that part.
Wasp?
We gotta get some wasp posters. I don't know. You want some clam chowder too, you piece of shit?
Yeah.
But you gotta ask. Do you guys have any wasp posters?
I'll do it. We'll go. I'll do it.
You know the 80s metal band Wasp? It allegedly stood for We Are Sexual Perverts.
That waspily wabbit?
Yeah. You know Blackie Lawless from Wasp? Chris Holmes in the pool with the vodka? Guitarist of Wasp? Jesus Christ, that wouldn't have taken off. Thanks for coming out tonight. We are Wasp. And he's in the assless chaps, steel blade codpiece. Wasp.
Why did Jesus need a codpiece?
No, I'm talking about Blackie Lawless. And Jesus totally had a saw blade codpiece in my religion. Jesus, saw blade codpiece.
Tell me the secret of the gold.
Assless chaps.
Why does a robot need a
Judas
codpiece?
was his friend. Forever. Best buds.
Yee.
Yeah, I guess we'll go to that fucking store so you can buy mispronounced posters. If you want some Wasp posters and some Lottie posters.
I would also like some Iran Medine posters.
Yeah, I'm looking for some erotic Italians.
Some erotic Italians. That's all.
Yeah, I got
like,
this
baby.
poster on the back. It's the 80s band Wasp, and on the front
it's an erotic Italian.
Italian. Real good steal.
Need some more erotic Italians listening to the show.
Yeah, and when I'm drunk at your house, I'll switch them.
Please.
Back and forth.
I would love it if you would.
And I'll cross out the boobs.
I'm trying to make a better basement this year.
No, we're over your basement. We've ruined it.
Yeah, we have.
That's the natural progression of things.
So we use Cole's basement now?
Yeah. Shout out Luke if you listen still.
Yeah.
We know you live down there, and we'll be down there fucking with the fireplace for starters. And the lockers.
For damn sure.
And we'll be petting your dog and...
Loving it more than we love people.
Loving it more than you could ever love it. So yeah, that's that. Do all the things we said to do, and tell us how fun it is to picture us at that stature with that stature and
with
that
the stature and
back
and that statuesque shelf going on back there.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to draw it, Photoshop it, paint it, spray paint it on the side of a police station, whatever you want to
do. I would love some fan art. We don't get enough fan art around here. Because I know we got creative fans out there.
Yeah, some of the most creative pieces of shit I've ever met.
Right. So send us your creative Dapper artwork.
We've gotten some just loose sketches. Don't be embarrassed. We've gotten some great.
We've gotten some
good
stick
to see
figure
visuals.
sketches.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine because sometimes that's how it works. So I believe in you. Sketch us up something, submit it. Maybe the best sketch wins something, but probably not.